said that I don't like the tooth bucket. However, there are certain instances where it comes in extremely handy. This would be one of them. This is by far the worst, the thickest footer I've ever seen. So this is the big boy. I don't know if it's probably 15 to 18 inches in some spots. That's not normal. So the tooth bucket, because I'm trying to dig in a line, is going to help that. Just a lot easier to grab and stuff. And I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to just drop this stuff from way up high. Definitely don't want it bouncing up. Don't want it bouncing over the sideboards. Don't want it banging into the sideboards. Just try and curl both of them together. And that's about as good as I'm going to get on that one. I use the articulation on the excavator a lot. That means swinging back and the boom back and forth, like side to side. That helps get in line. This is the harder way that I'm doing it. You don't always get a pick. The reason it's the harder way is if I swing it the way I'm swinging it now to the left, I can get a lot tighter. It's a lot easier to see what you're doing. I can't believe how long this took to bust up. I'm afraid there still might be pieces that are not busted up. Kind of hard working in some of these jobs like this in the city where they've just been adding on to for it's probably close to 100 years. So it's what I'm digging, part of the street's coming up. I guess it's not really the street, it's just it looks like it, but it's not. But you do have that where they'll just pave right over top of old concrete, whatever. They gotta do what they gotta do, and whoever did it before, and just everyone's just trying to fit stuff in after the fact. So they don't design cities like this anymore for a reason. But that's one of the things that makes it so much fun to work in here. You never get the same job twice. You get a history lesson a lot of times when you're digging around Pittsburgh. Again, we say we're urban archaeologists. We're getting to see a lot of stuff, what's been done for years and years and years, and most of it's not too good of work. People say that they don't build things the way that they used to. Well, there was a lot of hacks back in the day too, so I don't want to heap too much praise on the olden days, because they did a lot with what they had, but there's a reason why building codes exist, because those guys screwed up a lot. So, yeah, truck fills up a lot faster having these giant chunks in here, that's for sure. It hard. Working in tight areas like this, not a lot of people that are cut out for it. Everyone loves the new developments and stuff. And we all live in the city, all of us here, and it's kind of nice. We don't have our commute's all pretty small, pretty short, so we're not killing ourselves on fuel. So we certainly work. We'll work within an hour of Pittsburgh consistently, but these jobs are fun. There's not a lot of people that can do them, not a lot of people that want to do them, but there's a lot of people that cannot work in these conditions. So you gotta have your ducks in a row. We do things right. We get permits for everything. So we got permit for the wall, we got permit for street parking. Maybe later I'll show you that. We take up a lot of room, bring portage on and everything, be professional. Just not a lot of companies our size, how small we are, that do things as professional as we are. We commonly get mistaken for a much larger company, but we like where we're at. It's a lot of fun at this level. So we've had a little bit bigger company and in the past. Past has come with a lot more headaches, so we are doing a pretty good job of being providing the most value. So we're not a lot of none of the big companies can have the owner out on site. That's very important to have the owner not only just checking in once a week, but to actually show up on site, to actually be digging, to be literally in the trenches. I can't believe how thick this thing is. I'm still not even into the bottom of it. This is truly amazing. So Tommy learned the lesson from the last time. He got really close to me before, but this time he waited until he had a visual that I saw him. Angelo creeping up the side. I'll see you, buddy. I don't know what he's doing here. He's measuring the cubit and a half. Sometimes we have to go old school with our measurements. We'll walk it off to see how many feet it is. Sometimes we'll see how many cubits long the project is. Not a lot of people still do that, but we're trying to stick with the originals. Man, that thing's getting hung up in there. This is where it's starting to get a little sketchy. I was trying to save this part, but I should probably do something about it now. I don't think you guys can see, but this is really tight to the house. Man, this is after me pulverizing this stuff. Look how thick this is, side to side. That's how thick this was. The longest part of this, that's how thick it was. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was quite a few years, but It wasn't that long ago. We were doing everything by compressor and jackhammers. Just doing this, we saved at least a day, or no, we saved more than that. So yeah, we saved a ton of time just doing it this way with the breaker hammer. That's fine.
Should be fine. I don't think it's. And then after that, we could throw the tamper in there and just hit it real quick with fabric down.
All right.
And then, are you gonna pull up a base?
I got base down there.
Just a little bit.
We only need 2 ton. It looks like there's 2 ton down there.
I don't think that's definitely enough. I don't think.
Digging on a corner like this, you got to pay attention. I'm looking at what I'm doing, but I'm also looking at the foundation. I'm making sure it's not moving, because sometimes you'll have that, especially with these older sandstone. It's not in there the best. That, I'm still seeing another piece of concrete. I can't believe how many layers of concrete they have. This is fun digging like this. It's also very nerve-wracking. Concrete must have cost nothing back then. It is amazing, all these old houses, how the abundance of concrete that they use for different things. I really think the concrete had to be very inexpensive back in those days. It's pretty consistent around here, that stuff way back. Very, very old houses. They have concrete that's way thicker than you would normally ever see. And that's a good thing in a way. It's probably why it lasted this long. Some of this stuff's probably at least 80 years old, but it also still will fail. keeps those guys busy, because otherwise I basically would have just could have just been here by myself for 2 days, just digging. I mean, I guess it was nice to have some help occasionally, but when I'm digging and running my own loads, we only have the one truck, so it's just there's not a lot going on. And what we normally like to do is just we hire a triaxle and we'll just load him. But the logistics of this particular job wouldn't really allow that, and just and what I mean by that specifically is I'm digging this out, and this is taking a really long time. If this was just dirt, I could have this dug out in about a quarter of the time. So, but because this is taking so long, I didn't want a triaxle being here for about 2 days, and because you're paying them, and it's about $1,000 a day, which if you're getting at least 2 loads out of there, about 40 ton, maybe a little bit more, it's pretty good value. You can't really haul, if you can get that stuff out of there quick, you can't really haul any faster with a single axle 1 ton type truck. So it stinks spending $1,000 on trucking, but you get out of there way faster, and it allows you to stay on site. That's one of the main things that we look to do. Stay on site as much as possible, because we're being paid to put in these walls and pavers. We're not being paid to be in a truck. So that's one thing that we had to learn slowly, I guess. I didn't learn it as fast as I probably could have, but you get a nice new truck, you want to drive it around, and it's fun, and you feel cool, and you're going and running stuff around, but you don't necessarily want to be in the trucking business as an installer. There's really no benefit of it. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I already got another load about sitting here. I can't really use this big stuff in the truck. See you waving.